The Spurs fell short in a tough game against Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. And what would be a career night for Stefon Castle, they were not able to get the win. They could not get it done. We'll get into what went wrong for the Spurs, why there still should be a little optimism around this team. And, of course, we will talk about Stefon Castle's big night. Give the young brother his flowers. What's good, Spurs Digest family? I am Bryan Colbert here with another Spurs Digest post-game show. It's always great to see you guys. A lot better to see you guys after a win, man. I was not expecting to be talking about a loss tonight. I really thought, especially after that first half, that we were going to really come away with this game. But we will talk about all of that, Spurs Digest family. We appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you click that subscribe button. If you have not clicked it yet, make sure you hit the doorbell so you get notified every time we drop a video. We love talking to y'all. We love kicking it with y'all. Let's get right into what for the Spurs tonight. There was a few things here. I did not think it was a bad game by any means for the Spurs. However, it was a very tough shooting night for the Spurs. They were not able to hit the open shots, and the Memphis Grizzlies were daring them to take the open shots. They were daring them to try to hit from outside. They were not trying to give up paint points, and the Spurs just weren't able to capitalize. We've seen teams try this with the Spurs as well because, they want to triple and double Wemby. But a lot of times the Spurs make them pay. Tonight, they just weren't able to make them pay. Wemby took a lot of shots tonight. He was not able to knock those things down. He was just not able as a team, honestly. It wasn't just him. The team was just not great shooting tonight. And I mean, it really hurt the Spurs because, again, the Grizzlies were able to clog up the paint. They were able to sag off of the guards and the Spurs and just make things really, really difficult down low for Victor Wembanyama. I mean, a really tough shooting night for Victor. It's very rare we don't see him hit that 20-point mark, 5 for 19 from the field. It was a really tough night, 3 of 10 from the three-point line, and we've seen it, right? I mean, of course, with any team where this is your star, this is your best player, you're going to have the other player struggle when he is not able to get that shot down, when he's not able to hit his shots. And I mean, it really did hurt the guys as far as shooting was concerned. I thought we attacked the rim great when we were able to. I think we were very, very aggressive. I love the way our guys were getting to the line. They were finding ways to make them pay for sagging off in other ways when those jumpers weren't going down, and I love that. I love the hustle at times. I do think we got out hustled as a team. I mean, we gave up a lot of rebounds to the Memphis Grizzlies. I believe we gave up 14 offensive boards to them, and that's to me, that's not like us. That's not the type of basketball we've played when we've been winning games. We usually are out hustling teams. We're usually out willing teams. And tonight, Memphis was just able to do that. And Memphis was able to get shots to fall. They also were very aggressive at the point of attack and really finding ways to keep Wemby out of that paint and not be able to play help side. Because I don't know how many times I saw Desmond Bane blow by a defender just one-on-one. And really just, I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies just, I mean, they out hustled us, and they honestly just outplayed us. And I mean, again, I don't think it was a terrible game for the Spurs, but when you can't get your shots to fall like that, and you have such a rush shooting night from the three-point line, and then vice versa, the team you're playing against is just hitting. And then it wasn't just that either. The Memphis Grizzlies' depth, I mean, they were able to go 12 deep, you know what I mean? And they were getting scoring from everywhere. It was really just like an all-around great game for the Memphis Grizzlies. And I mean, our bench played solid. Keldon Johnson did what he does, but it just was a lot to ask for to stop what Memphis was doing. They were just having one of those nights. And that's why I think, I don't think this is one of those reasons to, be like, oh man, we're not, oh my gosh, this team is terrible. Oh, they're going to be awful. No, I don't think it's that conversation. I know I see that a lot in the comments. I know it's tough to be positive after a win. However, man, I mean, I just think it was more of what Memphis did right and less of what we did wrong. I mean, we got to clean up on the turnovers. I think it was 11 turnovers tonight. That's just too much. That's been our Achilles heel, is these turnovers that turn into points, these costly turnovers. And again, I said it us getting out rebounded. You can't get out hustled when you're this Spurs team, when you're this young, when you're still trying to figure things out. The one thing you can do is hustle, and that has been the Spurs identity. I don't care what anybody says. I think the Spurs out hustle and outwork most teams in the NBA, and I think that's why they're always in games, and I think that's what we saw against the Lakers, right? I mean, that's a team that, just isn't always on their hustle, but we've seen the Spurs, take advantage of teams like that. And tonight, Memphis took advantage. Memphis was aggressive. They got to the rim. They were very, very aggressive, and they made Wemby's life really hard. There was doubles and triple teams, and they just, they said the other guys are going to have to beat us. And I mean, Dev played great. Stephon played great. We're going to talk about him in a minute. But to me, Memphis, they said, okay, we're going to make the other guys beat us, and Wemby, we're going to, take away some of the things you do best. Yes, it's tough going 3 for 10. We're going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep saying it. Wemby, keep shooting that ball. Keep letting that thing fly, man, because when that shot falls, it makes everybody's life so much easier, and there's not many people that can do what you do on that perimeter, Wemby, so keep on shooting. Tonight just wasn't those nights. The shots just weren't falling. And even with that, Memphis saying, hey, I'm going to dare you to shoot. Hey, I'm going to dare you to, beat us by hitting the 3 ball. It was still a great night for Stefon Castle, who did not have a great shooting night. So let's talk about him as we wrap, because I do want to give him love. A career-high night for Stefon Castle. Had a big game, 26 points, got to the line and was efficient, 6 for 7, and did the little things too, right? 3 rebounds, 4 assists, but it really wasn't, like, as much as he scored, it really wasn't a great shooting night for him at all. Of all people tonight, I feel like they were, like, damn near disrespectful with how they guarded Stefon Castle tonight. They sagged off him. They would keep a center on him and just said, hey, we're going to make you shoot. I do not think that's a recipe that's going to work long-term for teams when it comes to Stefon Castle. To me, I think he's going to be a kid that's going to figure out this shot. We've seen him hit this shot. Yeah, he's had struggles as of late, but I truly believe Stefon Castle is going to develop into a great shooter in this NBA. And what made me really happy was that even though they weren't falling, he wasn't scared to take them when they left him open. He was being aggressive. He was shooting. He was trying to test his luck. He was going on little streaks where, he'd get to the rim, score at the basket, and they say, you know what, I'm going to take another 3. And I love that. And then I also loved his ability to get to the basket, draw those fouls when they did sag off. Like, a lot of people don't know how to combat that kind of defense that the Grizzlies were playing, and I think Castle played it well. He was very, very aggressive, and I believe the aggression, if you ask me, comes from him feeling disrespected, right? Like, we know this kid's a dog, man. Like, Castle's a dog, and you telling me you're going to sag off me, you're going to put Edie on me, you're going to put a center on me, that meant something to Castle, and you saw it by the way he was attacking the rim, by the way he was trying to play defense, by the way he was hustling out there. To me, those are the things I want to see from a rookie trying to figure it out, trying to figure out his role, a guy whose role has changed multiple times. I was very impressed with how Castle handled that, because that's not easy. It's not easy to keep going when your shot's not falling. It's not easy to keep your confidence high when you haven't seen that ball go in the basket a lot. But Castle found other ways to get his shot going. He found other ways to score, and it paid off. I was so impressed with how Castle played, because it is tough, man. It's not fun when I couldn't imagine the way Rondo would feel sometimes when, like, the way guys would sag off of him. But Rondo was such a dog. He was such a killer. He was such a competitor. He didn't let that stop him from finding ways to attack the basket and just contribute and help his team win. And I really think Castle was just a huge bright spot. Vassell was another big bright spot for this team. I thought he played excellent defense. I thought he was aggressive. He was really the only one that shot well from the field tonight. But really tonight, I want to end this talking about just Castle and just how impressed I am with his will and what's between the ears, man. It's not easy to play a game where the defense is playing you like that and your shot isn't falling. But, man, I was impressed to see what he was able to do out there. And shout out to him, man. A career night is huge. Whether that's a win or a loss, I know, there's no moral victories. And I'm sure Castle don't care about, having a career high and a loss. But a career high is a career high, and he deserves his flowers. So, Spurs family, a tough loss, 129-115. Losing at home is never easy, but we're going to see Memphis pretty soon. 2 days away from seeing Memphis, and I believe that this is a team that we can beat. I believe this is a team we can hang with. We can hang with most teams in the West, and I love that. I love the hustle. Again, I love what Stefon Castle can do, and I'm excited to keep seeing what the Spurs can do, especially as they get healthy and as things get a little more regular around there, as people's roles start to get a little more regular. Man, it's been great talking to y'all, man. It would have been better after a win. However, we still want to hear from you guys. How are y'all feeling? What do y'all think about this game? What do y'all think went wrong? What do you think the Spurs can do better? And what do y'all want to see more of when we take them on the 17th? It's just a couple days away. Great to play a team back-to-back, and you know the Spurs are going to be hungry to make a statement and clean up those mistakes we talked about earlier. For Spurs Digest, this is the post-game show. I'm Bryan Colbert. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that doorbell to get notified. We will holla at y'all real soon.